Okay, in this video we're going to do a brief overview of the Smartjump training and testing system. So the equipment we're going to use here, firstly we have our SmartSpeed wireless control unit. This will control all of the variables for the session and also record all of the data. Secondly, we have our Smartjump contact mat, and as you'll see, that contact mat is connected to a wireless SmartSpeed remote unit. Now we could actually have 4 of these jump stations connected wirelessly to one PDA if we're in a group training situation. So there's a number of things that you can do with Smartjump, both in training and testing. So we're going to start off with just the most basic jump test, which is a single jump test. So I'm going to get Paul here to step onto the mat, and when the light's green, Paul, I'm just going to get you to jump as high as you can once. Okay, ready? When in your own time, just jump. Okay, perfect, very good, thank you. Okay, so that's a single jump test. We've got all of the data recorded here to the PDA. Now we can also do obviously multiple jump tests, so we'll do one of those now. All I need to do on the software is increase the number of jumps to 5. Now we're going to do this one slightly differently. We're going to look at more of a plyometric training type jump set. So as you'll know, in plyometrics, one of the goals is to get a good fast contact time off the ground. So we're not simply going for height, we're actually going for a combination of good height and a fast contact time. Now this is the really difficult thing about coaching plyometrics, is how do you get the athlete to give you that good contact time. So Paul, I'll get you, when the lights are green, the system will be ready. I'll get you to just, in your own time, jump onto the mat and do 5 jumps. I want you to jump for height, but more importantly, jump quickly and try to have a short, sharp contact time off the ground. Okay, when you're ready. Okay, thank you, well done. Okay, so we'll go to the software now and I'll show you what Smartjump measures. You'll see here all of the jumps that Paul just did. We've got, in here we've got height, contact time, reactive strength index, which is a combination of jump height and contact time. We've got flight time, we measure the net concentric impulse. We measure the peak power output from a validated equation. We then have the peak power output to mass ratio, or also known as a power to weight ratio. And we have the flight time to contact time ratio. So as you can see, Smartjump gives you a lot of different measurements for investigating power and quality of jumping. Now the difficulty with training athletes in jump training is how do you get them to give you the contact times that you want? The usual culture would be to simply say, okay, jump as fast as you can and imagine you're jumping on hot coals, or imagine there's snakes biting your feet, or something like that. Now, the thing with that is, even if you're a really good coach and can assess a good contact time, explaining that to the athlete and having them understand what a good contact time is very difficult. And this is where Smartjump is really different from everything else. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the feedback mode. What feedback mode does is we can actually program into this unit a feedback parameter to teach the athlete how to do the jumping set properly. Now the most common thing to use is a contact time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to program in here, for our 5 jumps again, I'm going to program in a contact time of 180 milliseconds. Now to put that in frame, basically when a sprinter takes off out of the blocks in a 100-meter sprint race, your contact times are around about 140 milliseconds. At top speed, they're around about 90 milliseconds. Now we're going to do an exercise here called pogo jumps, and it's a fairly explosive exercise, so 180 down to maybe 150 milliseconds is a good range to work in. So we're going to start at 180. So Paul, when the lights are green, it'll be ready. Now just to explain how this is going to work, every time Paul hits the mat, he'll get instant feedback from the gate. Now, if that contact time is less than 180 milliseconds, he will get a green light. If the contact time is above 180 milliseconds or too long, he'll get an instant red light. Now, what you'll see is that this feedback is really instant, so it's almost biofeedback to the athlete. And as you'll see, Paul will know straight away whether he's doing this exercise properly or not. Okay, so in your own time, off you go. Good, good. Okay, so you can see there that Paul got a few green red lights and a few red lights. So those ones that were green were good contacts. The ones that were red were just a little bit too long. I can go here and look at the table and I can see I'd actually set that to be 180 milliseconds, and it was just over for those jumps. So Paul, I'm going to get you to have another turn at that. And this time, let's go for 5 greens and see how we go. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we're in the right zone for the contacts. So we've got him doing good contact times. Thing about that is that you will notice is Paul wasn't jumping very high. He was focusing on the contact time and not really on the height. Now for good plyometric training, I want both. I want good contacts and I want maximum effort. So to give me the optimal combination of power and contact. So what I'm going to do now is I can actually set that in Smartjump. I can set what's called a secondary feedback factor. And I can set that to jump height. So what I'm going to say now is, okay, Paul has to jump with contacts of under 180. So same thing, green, red for the contact time. But this time I'm also setting a goal jump height of 25 centimeters. So while Paul's jumping, if he hits the correct jump height, he's going to get a bonus blue light. So what he really wants to get here is green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. Okay, this is a bit harder, so off you go. So when it's green, you're ready to go. Excellent. Okay, very good. So you'll see there that we had about 2 or 3 of those jumps where Paul managed to get the good contact and also jump over 25 centimeters. So the combination of this contact time and jump height allows us to really control the quality of the jump training. As an athlete progresses, we want to drive those contacts down and drive the effort up. The critical thing in things like speed and agility is that ratio, or the reactive strength index. So over time, we want more jump height for a smaller contact on the ground, i.e. more bang for your buck every time you hit the floor. So that's a quick overview of Smartjump, and please see some of our other videos for some more detailed examples of different exercises. Thanks very much.